Okay.
Very quiet, mate.
Yeah. Next stop, Whoopi Headland.
Next stop, we'll be Headland. There, Ross. So the EPA love this car, mate.
Well, it's passed the noise pollution test. So.
Right.
Yeah, they hear me coming.
They hear you coming, all right. And I noticed looking up here, you thought you'd save on headlining, mate.
Yeah.
So what's the story with the headlining effect?
Well, that's the build was my dad's.
So your dad owned this car?
He owned it. It was
wow.
It was a rolling chassis with the body had been plonked on. It was painted, and then he passed.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
He passed in 2013, and I took the project on. I had a 32 Roadster, which was part finished, so I sold that to finance this. When I pulled this out of storage, the paint had all blistered and bubbled. It had sat around in the primer.
Yep.
In the 90s too long, and it's still suffering from it now. It's bubbled up again the second time. So.
Yeah. So it's a gunner one day.
Well, it needs to be redone. It's presentable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but it was a garage paint job. I did it myself.
Yeah.
But the roof ended up being my touch to include my dad. That was hot rod magazines that he had in a box at home. So rather than spend more money that I didn't have, I did that.
So your dad was a total petrol head?
Yes, completely. Ford nuts. No, he did have Chevs in his time, and
yeah.
You know, as you do.
And how long since your dad's passed?
2013 he went.
2013.
Yeah. So he never really. He had a Roadster on the road for a short while, and then smashed it. And then he had a 61 Galaxy Sunliner, and he had a Dodge Charger RTSE. So he was. He was a car head.
Certainly know you're alive when this is going.
Yeah, it's a hot rod.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It steers really well.
Yeah, great.
I'm still changing over a lot of the parts that my dad bought in the 90s for the front end and that. They haven't held up for some reason. I've got one tie rod end left to change, and it's still, as you can see, I've got the wobble just slightly.
Yeah,
that's from a tie rod, from a bad tie rod.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's really nice to steer and brakes really well. I've got the VRVS Commodore front disc brakes, big Fairlane drum brakes on the rear, so it pulls up great.
So technology's really improved this car.
Well, yeah, because I've got the V8 pushing it forward, so it's good to be able to stop, isn't it? You know? It's slightly misses. I've changed the carburetor recently.
Yeah.
And haven't been able to get that mystery screw just about right.
Yeah. So I was looking at it, and viewers will be able to see it very shortly. There's a slightly different motor. Tell me about the motor. It's obviously quite special.
The motor is an overhead valve conversion done on a Ford flathead engine. It's an Arden.
So it's a true hot rod motor.
It is a true hot rod motor.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Like I said, my man was just hot rod nuts. He bought the kit from John Orozco, who remade the patents, did a set of 18 out of LA in the early 90s. They were vastly improved, and they were built of aircraft rated aluminium, like the high tensile stuff. So it's a really good kit. It comes with a flathead jack steel forged crank, a Howard's cam, a H&H Austin intake, and high top pistons, so it puts it at about 9-to-1 compression. It ends up being about 220 horsepower, something around that. Yeah,
right.
so it's, for a flathead, it's effectively double the horsepower.
Yeah. And it's a motor that's hard to find, or?
Look, there was one of 18 that the old man bought, so at the time there was only him and Rod Hatfield in Australia that had it.
Yes.
But over time they've manufactured another set since.
Right, yep.
So they're not so rare anymore, but they're still stupidly expensive.
Wow,
and,
okay.
And notoriously difficult to piece together properly if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
because the internal, where the valves used to push up, that becomes where the push rod goes up and down.
Oh, wow.
And you've got to die grind a whole lot of meat out of that in an internal block. You've got to weld up some passages, and you've got to find the right block, because it can't be it's got to be a non-relieved Ford block, which is not that easy to find. There's some in, this one was made in 1947. There was only 1 year before, at the end, the APA had a series of non-relieved blocks. So when you look at the flathead engines, it's like 5% of the entire stock.
Wow.
It's hard to find. And but once you get it all pieced together, it's pretty simple combustion engine. That's, you know, it's, I really just need probably the jets changed in this, and a good tune up, and I'm really going good, because you can hear it sounds fine. It's just missing a little bit, and I think it's in the breathing. So.
What a sight, folks. We've got the ocean there, beautiful sight, windy. And then a hot rod here, and look at that motor. Side valve, 8-cylinder, and
Hemi head now.
Hemi head. Yeah. Right. What's the yard in New York?
Well, that's the two brothers that invented it. It's the amalgamation of their names.
Right.
Off and something or other.
Oh, okay.
But they were the inventors of the yard, and they went on to work for Chev and Hemi and all the others.
And what kind of capacity were you talking about here,
This
bro?
one's just under 4 litres.
Right. So it's definitely a small block.
It's a 239 cubic inch to begin with.
Yep.
Then when you add the mercury crank and you bore it out and all the rest, it's about 250.
Yeah.
Roughly around 250 cubic.
Yeah, sure.
But that's plenty for you know, getting around town.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It sits on 120k and it gets there in a hurry, so that's about all you need.
That's it. That's it.
There we go.
I'll just have a bit of a scoot over, having a look at this. Beautiful. Love the sideboards and the running boards, I should say. And your dad had this for how long? And
well, he bought it in the early 90s, and he didn't really do much with it. The chassis was built. The body was pretty straight. I mean, a local guy here helped me straighten it out a bit.
Yep.
But it was no dents or anything like that, no rust at all. It was unreal clean body. The Mexicans had built a floor in it in the States, and that was made out of beer cans, so we pulled that out and put a new floor in it.
Yes.
Something with a bit of tensile strength.
Yes.
Apart from that, I'd put the door locks in, like the rotary bear claw latches. And,
yes. Yes.
And me and Bruce Sanders, 2-man job, put the windows in and the glue and all that in, and we put the windscreen in. Bruce did the wiring for me, which was a godsend. I've had to rebuild the diff, because that was shot.
Yes.
It's supposed to be brand new, but you know, the world of hot rod.
These things happen.
Built the drive line, rebuilt the front end, bought a radiator for it, bought the clutch steering column.
And another car's been saved.
Another car's been saved. It's only 90-something years old.
Beautiful,
and,
mate.
There you go. So it's a survivor. You know?
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Reliving that nostalgia
and all that. And,
yeah.
The kids love it. When they drive down the street.
Yep. That's awesome. All right, let's do this, mate.
Let's do this. Kick on the guns. There we go.
Love it. Look at that. I'm not used to this. This is...
Well, that's a journey shift.
Yeah.
Have you driven a hot rod before?
Never ever. I've been in a number of them.
One more, I think, mate. That's it.
I've ridden in a number of them, but I've never driven one. So this is the first.
Well, you'll be right. Just like driving a normal car, except more cramped and noisier.
I drive an old Mini, so mate, I know all about.
Probably more leg room in a Mini than this. Anyway, that's good.
I won't knock you for tyre noise or wind noise or anything like that because it's a hot rod, mate.
It's meant to have noise.
That's all part of it.
Smells, legs.
That's it. So how does it go? I know that's not the most incredible requisite, but how do you go with fuel economy with it? With a
no, this is actually all right because I had a big Holly on it. And it was overcarbureted, and I made the decision to put a little 350 Holly on it.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to drag race something that's
no,
exotic as this.
And what you did say, this is a 47, was it?
This model car, it's a 32.
Oh, 32 with the 47 motor.
Yeah, a bit later model motor. They just had more studs in the heads and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But, so I really had no plans. And look, living in rural New South Wales,
yes.
Every drive's a long drive. It's not like being in Sydney.
And we're both taken, mate. We can't cruise the streets of Woolgoolga looking for any suitable girls, mate.
No, that's right. We can just cruise for pie shops. That's pretty much all. But,
don't worry, Lisa. It's all good.
So it was a matter of I wanted economy and
Yep.
being able to go more than 250 kilometres with one tank, because I mean the tanks in the old days weren't that big.
Yeah.
I was 50 litres, which I mean pretty normal, but
Yep.
now you start getting 8 miles to the gallon.
I know that feeling well with some of my other cars,
Yeah.
which we'll go into at a later date.
Yeah, well, I had a Mustang. It was 4 miles to the gallon.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was insanely thirsty. And this is a dream. This is actually not much different than a normal sort of car.
Yeah.
The difference being that the diff centre's 3.25 to 1.
Yes.
And if I had my time again, I would put a 2.75 in.
Right.
Oh, you want the long legs.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
I mean, when in the 90s when you're building hot rods, it was 411s and all that sort of crazy stuff. But now I'm an old man.
Yeah.
So
how does the wife see this car?
Usually from the back as I'm driving away. She doesn't mind the local sort of trips, but I don't think she really would want to do a big long one to Sydney or something like that. But she doesn't mind it. She's all right. It's noisy and windy and
small doses.
Yeah, small doses. Blokes. It's different behind the wheel, isn't it?
It is. It's a whole different perspective.
Yeah, you have fun there. You're fighting it, and it's not like driving your Rangy, mate.
It's not.
It's a whole new experience. You're living life on the edge a bit, but it's good.
But what I'm finding with a lot of the modern cars, they've got their lane assist and they've got their traction control and pour a bit of water on the road, and that the car is literally reefing the wheel from your hands and all that kind of stuff.
No, it's terrible.
And
I'm not a fan of that.
I just don't like that. Yeah. And you know my feelings on EVs.
Yeah, well,
I'm not terribly positive.
Burn to the ground. So.
And at one point I will.
They're doing that themselves, which is quite good. So there we are, going through Woolgoolga. And it's always fun to look over the bonnet in the hot rod. You actually feel like you're driving a car.
Real metal.
It's real metal.
Past was this the Sikh temple? Woolgoolga here.
Yeah, they don't. I can't run much.
No, they're not. They're not really.
Tractors. I like tractors.
You've got a Massey Ferguson that would probably tickle some of the banana farmers' fancy, I imagine. And I'm not having a go at the Indian community. They actually have a reputation for and a long history of banana farms in the Coffs Harbour district.
You got to have that nice one.
Yes, I did. I did. That was a good save.
Yeah. All right.
Love it, mate.
Yeah, it's all right. Eh?
Yeah. I've often said I would love a hot rod, but the problem is when you got a number of cars, something's got to give, and
You can't have them all.
they can't have
Well,
it
you
all.
try, don't you?
So you try.
You
So
do.
what you do is you start a YouTube channel where you can drive other people's cars.
That's a great idea. Great idea.
Well, it's working for me at the moment, mate.
That's good fun too. Yeah, you got to live your life. Live your dream.
That's it, mate.
Have
Well,
some fun. And